welcome to Wednesday. First things first, they fixed the ceiling. They came and popcorned it and painted it or whatever, so now it looks almost natural, so that's good. But that's not what we're talking about today. We are talking about the thing that's on my shirt. That is a shirt, Fallout 4, actually sent to us by a viewer, thank you very much. We are talking about the game. Specifically, we're talking about glitches, because I ran into one today that was game-breaking. And that's the first time that's happened. Now, it's no secret to anyone, Bethesda games have glitches. It's just kind of a fact of life. They're big games. They're big open world games. They do a lot. There's a lot you can do. They take hundreds of hours to beat. So sure, we expect a few glitches and we live with them. But the one I ran into today was specifically bad, and I think it's worth noting that on the whole, Fallout 4 has been a lot less glitchy than Skyrim. I would know. I did a 100% run of Skyrim. I put in a lot of time into Skyrim. And Skyrim never had anything that was, at least for me, like game-breaking, but there was a lot of weird stuff. Like, there was a lot of weird things that would happen and go on. Fallout 4, less so. There's I don't know what they've done, but they've done a pretty good job. Like, certainly there's weird oddities occasionally, but it's not as much as it was in Skyrim. But the thing I ran into today made it where it was impossible to continue, which was very upsetting. I'm going to give you the quick spoiler-free version of this. There's a DLC for Fallout 4 called Automatron that was released a few months ago, and in it you get a few new missions, which is really cool. So in one of these missions, you have to go to this building and fight this boss and get this item, right? And what continues the quest, what triggers the next part of the quest, is getting that item. Well, I went to the building and I cleared out the enemies and I killed the boss and I took the item and nothing happened. And I was like, well, this is not good. But sometimes weird things like that happen, so I just reloaded. I reloaded outside the building, re-entered, did all the same things over again, and it still didn't work. And at this point I got a little scared, so I went online, looked up the bug, and apparently this is rampant. And it's still a problem, which is not good because the DLC came out in March. It's been a few months. Come on, Bethesda. So I looked up how to beat it, and a few people said that there was this one thing, because it's a robot DLC, there's a workbench that you can build that allows you to customize robots, which is really neat. But apparently if you build one of those before you take this quest, it can bug everything, which is dumb because they allow you to build the workbench, but whatever. So I reloaded to a save before I ever built the workbench, which was many hours before. And I played through several hours worth of game that I had already done to get back to that point. So finally I got in that building, I killed everyone, I killed the boss, grabbed the item, and nothing happened. So at this point, the only thing I could really think of was to get rid of the DLC. So I looked up a guide online, and basically what I did was I uninstalled the DLC and reloaded the game, and the game was like, there's no DLC, so all the items that were from the DLC are gone, which was cool. And then I reinstalled it, and then the DLC basically started over. So then I could restart that quest. And when I did it, then it worked. The problem is, it normally takes me anywhere from like 60 to 90 minutes to record an episode of Fallout 4. Today it took me almost 6 hours, which is not good because I have a bunch of other things to do, and spending 6 hours recording one 40-minute episode of Fallout 4 is it's too much. So today I wanted to take the opportunity to have a group discussion about glitches. Now you can talk about any glitch, especially if they're really crazy, like something really crazy or cool. But I wanted to talk specifically about Bethesda glitches, just because there's some interesting ones. If you've had a really interesting glitch in Fallout 3 or 4 or Skyrim or Oblivion or anything like that, talk about it. Talk about it. And like I said, it can be any game, but Bethesda is one I'm going to hit on. And if you've had a game-breaking bug for anything that screwed you up and made you very, very upset, feel free to share. And let's just thank God that there are multiple save slots. And I feel bad for anyone who doesn't normally utilize them and saves in the same place over and over, because that is how you get screwed. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Talk glitches. And as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?